All right, and the question today is, have you ever been pooped on by a bird? And if so, where? A lot of answers coming up on there. And let's go to our phones. We have our next guest, Debbie Anderson. Debbie, have you ever been pooped on by a bird?
I have, actually, and it wasn't a very good experience. I was eating ice cream in England and standing in a lineup to go on a ride with my young son many, many years ago. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, standing there licking my ice cream, comes a poop. It's amazing how many people scatter when you get pooped on. And I was blessed.
Wait. People scattered. That's funny. I got pooped on last Friday night. Everybody laughed. They didn't poop. They laughed and pointed.
They scattered and laughed. I have to say it was a combo of both, but everybody was looking as I was trying to remove the goop from my hair, and it had obviously got on my ice cream and on my clothing, and I'm going, oh, this is fun. So I definitely got a lot of blessings that day.
Well, I got to tell you, you have a lot of, you and I both have a lot of company because our answers to the question of the day on our Facebook page are lots of people have had this. So, Debbie, let me introduce you to our audience here. Debbie is you're a healer and a medium, correct?
Correct, yes.
And a writer.
As well as a human being.
and as well as a human being. So now it says you have what kind of healing do you, or readings or medium?
I've created oracle decks and affirmation decks, which I use a lot in my work, and I teach other people how to use it.
What is a oracle deck?
Okay, an oracle deck. I think most people have heard of tarot.
Yes.
And tarot is, in fact, Hollywood sadly have created tarot as being this bad thing. You know, it's all to do with devil worship and things like that. But it isn't. Tarot is a little bit more complicated than oracle decks. Oracle decks are very easy to use. You pull a card, you read the card for what it is. You don't have to create like an alphabet that you do when you're using a tarot deck. So it's a very easy way to get directional answers every day.
So, all right, a tarot deck has, and I've seen the decks before. We've actually done them in the studio. And it's these different, I don't know what the things are. So the oracle thing, now you have to flip them, or I flip them, or like, let's say you and I are doing it. How does it work?
Yeah, well, if you were coming to me for a reading, a one-on-one reading, I would hand you the deck and ask you to focus on the question or the direction that you're wanting the answer to, and then just shuffle the cards.
Okay.
So what happens then is you set into your intention. You're connecting with the cards. You're thinking about what answers you need. And then I always get people to pick as many cards as I'm deemed necessary at the time. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 11. Depending upon what's happening that I'm sensing as well on the clairvoyant side. So the fun part about it is when I'm doing the reading to somebody, they get to look at these lovely pictures on the deck that I use, which is the Vibrational Energy Oracle deck. And they get to look at those while I'm giving them the information that hopefully resonates with what they're needing an answer for.
You said Vibrational Energy Oracle deck. So
yes, that's correct.
What is, tell me about vibrational energy.
Well, vibrational energy is the concept that everything in our world is sacred. Okay, everything has a vibration, a pattern. Like we're talking on a radio station here, and there are radio waves. They're unseen, and yet we know they exist because we can hear each other.
Right.
So with vibrational energy, it's just tuning into that station, that radio, that line, that connection that resonates with us. And obviously, the higher we go in positivity, the easier it is for us to connect. And of course, sometimes we need that little boost. Like, you know, if I'm doing housework, I'd be listening to your radio station because the music just rocks.
Okay.
And I need that vibration. I need that energy for me to get going, to move into what I need to do. Whereas if I need to sit and meditate, maybe I'm going to tune into something that's a little bit more quieter and subtle and soft, and because that's what I need for that connection. So that's what vibrational energy is. And when I was creating the decks that I did, a lot of energy went into them, not only with the words, but with the imagery that came in them and the way to use them. So hopefully that explains it.
How did you know that you were clairvoyant? You used the word clairvoyant. How did you know you were clairvoyant?
I
don't even know what it means. What does it mean? What does that mean? What does it mean?
Well, clairvoyant means that you see, sense, hear, feel, spirit. I always say I speak to dead people, and that's it.
Okay.
It usually gets two different kinds of responses there. So when I...
So
yes,
how? Okay, my question, and we've talked to people who are clairvoyant before, I guess.
Yeah.
How and why do they choose you? And how come I don't hear them? And how come I can't? Like, there's people that have died in my life that I'd love to talk to. Why are they talking to you?
Well, the thing is, sometimes in our busyness, we don't watch for the signs and symbols and messages that we get that I always say are heaven sent. Mm-hmm. But there's sometimes that we get that sense of, oh, I haven't heard from a friend in a while, and all of a sudden their name keeps coming into our mind and the thoughts and so forth. That's when we're getting that message, hey, follow through on this, contact that friend, pick up the phone, go and meet them, whatever, because something's going on. And usually at that point when we do contact the person, if we follow through on those messages that we're being given, we hear something, okay? So that everybody has that ability.
Are you saying living people or dead people?
I'm talking about living people.
Okay, all right.
All right, so everybody's had,
Yes.
Everybody's had that sense in their life when, if we go back to events and people haven't got on planes, they just have that sense not to get on the plane and then there's been a plane crash, or right. I need to go this way, and they walk into a coffee shop and then something happens.
Okay.
Those messages are sent to us every day. So when they can get to us in that way, and I say they being spirit, our guides, our angels, our helpers, and spirit, then they can work on us for other things. Like my dad passed a spirit many years ago, or not that many years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago now, and he comes in and has chats with me from time to time, and most of my family is in England, so when Dad comes through and he starts talking about something that's going on in England to do with one of my brothers or something that's happening in the family, I immediately connect, call them, email them or whatever and say, hey, what's going on? Dad's been around. He's obviously concerned. So we can get them that way through spirit as well. And, I always say everybody has the ability to connect with spirit. It's just whether they want to. And it's like anything else. We have to train ourselves, commit to it and that kind of thing. Why they chose me, I have no idea.
Are you connecting through a god or an angel and talking to them in the first person or the third person?
When somebody comes to me for a reading and I'm picking up somebody that they've lost that's passed into spirit, it's usually coming directly from the person that's died. So whether it's your grandfather, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, a friend, or a guide or helper, sometimes they come through and they want to have a chat as well.
Okay, but I still am confused. Like you have no connection to my father. He doesn't even know you. But why would he go to you instead of coming to me? I'm the one who's looking for him. I'm the one who's thinking about him. Why is he going to you?
This is where it's the hard part. I always say maybe you're not listening or not open
I am
to listening.
Or is it like a Ghostbusters where she's like the gatekeeper? She keeps the gate.
I know.
She can be Gozer.
Okay.
I know. Sometimes it's complicated. I have people that say, I love my, that family member, my dad or whoever, so much. So why would they not come back to me?
Right.
And I say, I really don't know how it works. Sometimes when I'm getting the vibration of the person or the connection with the person, it's not as easy as you and I having this conversation. It may take 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes for me to get the resonance of that person and then find out who it is, because they don't come in and say, hey, my name is Joe. I want to speak to Bob. It's sort of, I'm sort of the clairvoyant medium in one frequency.
Now, hold on a second. My dad's name was Joe, and my name is Bob. How did you know that?
Oh, my gosh, I didn't.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not. Okay, go ahead.
That would be too weird for me, too.
Your oracle cards that you made.
Yes.
So a tarot deck normally has 78 cards.
Right.
Now, this deck, how many cards are in your deck that you made?
It's 52 cards. Okay. And usually an oracle deck is anything from 20 up to about 48. And they vary. There's no set rules of engagement, whereas with tarot deck, there's suits and honors, there's arcana cards, and there's all the different levels there, so it has to be a set number. Whereas an oracle deck can be any number of cards that the creator puts them together with.
Okay.
I was reading from 12 to 100, so you have one set deck that you use, or do you use, hey, listen, we want to use the Pinnacle deck today?
Well, I tend to use my own deck quite a bit because I have a great resonance from it. It was created and some. But yes, I've used tarot decks in my early years, I used tarot decks and other oracle decks and angel cards and all of those kind of things. So, being asked to create a deck was a little bit of a scare factor for me, because I'm going, okay, I know nothing about creating oracle decks.
Who asked you?
But it was, sorry?
Who asked you to create it?
This was Spirit.
Okay.
At the time, it was, I worked for very many years when I was doing my spiritual work in corporate world, like many other mediums, clairvoyants, psychics, whatever. They have a foot in both worlds. And at that time, I had a very difficult accident at work. And then I was told I needed to step away from my work. And of course, I'm not listening, as sometimes we don't. And then after that, I had two car rear enders. And I thought, okay, I think I should be getting the message now. And it was at that point when I was probably not able to do anything else. So my focus had to be basically on my healing and getting better and focusing on that. I couldn't focus on anything else. That was when the information started to come to me.
All right. Now, is this common with most clairvoyants? Like it just happens to you?
I suppose so. I can't say everybody's the same. Okay. Well, not one size fits all kind of thing. Everybody has a different way that the resonance that comes through to them.
Are you feeling something now?
I'm feeling that we're going to have fun when we do the readings in a moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen, I'm wide open to it. There's doubters.
Yeah.
There's people who doubt this, and
of course, and that's a prerogative.
Absolutely.
And I'm a big skeptic anyway, so...
I was going to ask you, were you skeptical before?
Well, I think I'm skeptical regardless, so I get the sense that my guides, helpers, and team, as I call them, when they work with me, I'm the one that always questions. Why that?
Hold on a second. Because you just reminded me of somebody else who I spoke to about this. You have a team around you, like spirit guides, or what yes. They do? And they're around you. The same ones all the time?
Well, it can vary, and this is where I try and explain to people, initially when people are starting, and let's just step back.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody they all have a guardian angel that looks after them. That's those whispers that we get, those senses, that indication that...
Then why do we have bad things happen? If we have someone looking over, why do bad things happen?
Well, I think bad things happen regardless. I can't say that I've walked a path where everything has been rose petals and... beautiful music. I think the pathway that we walk and the things that happen are part of what makes us who we are.
I agree. And I agree with you. I don't think I think things happen for a reason. There's
absolutely, and sometimes we need to be jolted out of what we're in to see that. For instance, me having the accident at work. I just thought it was an accident. A box fell out of nowhere onto the back of my neck, and I was crushed in a very small space and stuck there for a while.
Wait. What happened? What happened to you?
Well, I worked for a CEO, and I was in a very small confined area in the stock cupboard, and I was sorting out some paperwork, and then out of the blue, a large box of brochures came crashing down on the back of my neck, and I literally was compacted down.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so I concluded, when we get that smack or that slap or that kick up the butt or whatever, Spirit were talking to me and telling me I needed to do some work that wasn't related to corporate world. I didn't want to listen because, like everybody else, I love my paycheck. Sure. I didn't necessarily love the work I did, but it paid all my bills. So I got very much into that cycle of I need to pay my bills and so on and so on. And then all of a sudden that was all taken away. And it was like, okay, I'm in financial chaos here. I've got to get on and do something. I need a job and all of those things. So I started going back into that. That's why I ended up having the rear ender and then a second rear ender. And I jokingly say that sometimes when Spirit wants us to listen to something and get on with it, they send in Greedo and the boys. They take you out.
Okay.
That's my analogy to it, that they take us out so we have to focus on doing something.
What's the name of your spirit guide?
Well, I have several, and I call them my team, and they are actually, and I know this sounds ironic, but they're the A-team. They don't always give me their individual names. I just know them from their energy. And I think going back, if I go back to when I was first developing in my early 20s, I had to know the name of my guide, where he came from, what his incarnation was in the life, etc. And then in the end, when I heard, oh, my name is Stephen. I was a potato farmer in Ireland. Then I did the indignation. I get a potato farmer from Ireland? That's it?
That's your
Really?
guide?
Yeah, can't feel you get screwed.
Exactly.
All right, so
I think it was a cosmic joke. I truly think it was a cosmic joke at that time.
I have a question. Can you, like Al has a guide, I have a guide. Can you see our guides? And what are their names?
Not at the moment, I can't.
Well, why not? Come on, guides, come on up. Where are my guides?
Okay, all right, let me just see if I can do this. All right, you put me on the spot?
Yeah, why not?
We can do it. Yeah, sure, let's see. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, guide, get up there.
God.
I know my guy's name, so there.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, then you're doing better than I do because I don't always know my guide's name. Okay. Your guide, by the way, you don't sit and connect with your guide very often.
I don't?
No, you don't, and you need to. Okay,
Really?
and I don't know what's going on with you at the moment, but I'm getting this sense from what your guide is saying is that, yes, you're busy, but you also keep on, I need to do this, ahead of everything else. Now, what I'm getting a sense of with your guide, and I'm not getting a name, I'm sorry, I very rarely get names with energy anyway. Sometimes I'll get a name and I'll throw it in there, is that they are male, and they are either... I'm not even sure if I can put it Hawaiian or from that connection. I don't know whether it's Hawaiian or just native connection there.
Okay.
But I do get the sense that you need to sit and meditate a little bit more. You're not doing that at all.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. All right, that
All
makes
right.
sense. And
What about my guide?
how about Al's
Yeah, I
guide?
have a guide.
Okay, all right, let's just connect in here.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. I have to say, you're a bit of a zigzag man.
Well, it's me.
You understand what I mean by
Zigzag,
zigzag
easy,
man?
wider, either one.
I'm
He's
for
good.
the inch and a quarters.
Okay.
But it's almost like you go into one thing and then you go on to another, and you're a bit like the elusive butterfly. I'm heading here, I'm heading there, I'm heading here, I'm heading there, and you're not. And I think you're too busy as well.
Yeah,
but yours is also doubting.
I
You're
doubt it.
doubting.
Oh, yeah, I
He's
doubt
a
it.
doubter.
Yeah, and that's okay. Skeptic's okay. But your doubting is blocking you. And when I say blocking you, it's like when somebody says to us, "Oh, hey, doing this or going on this diet is really going to help you," and we go, "Oh no, I really don't want to do this."
Yeah.
So it's almost like that kind of thing. You're interested, but it's like, "Oh, I've got to put a bit of work into this, and I really don't have the time at the moment." Okay.
I have the time. I don't have the effort to put into it.
He's got plenty of time, just no effort.
I got nothing but time and no interest in doing it.
Yeah. That's him.
And if it is, then that's okay as well.
Yeah,
but
thank
I
you.
do get the sense like you have this, like we all have the ability.
I think
We
I'm
all have the
intuitive.
psychic ability.
Is intuitiveness psychic? I definitely think I'm
Absolutely,
intuitive.
yeah.
I believe
Intuitive
in
is
it.
definitely, and whether you call it intuitive gut feeling, that connection, it has many words. Like if we look at,
I have a question, and Al's very skeptical. So when you say you're intuitive, why? No, I'm asking Al. You think you're intuitive, but why would you question anybody else?
Would you think I'm intuitive? You like I've been told that before, but I think.
Do you think you're intuitive?
I think I can. It's a curse. I think because some people come towards me. I've never met before in my life. And I'm like, that person is bad. I need to stay away from them. I know without even talking to them, or I can sense the other way. That's a good person. I don't care what you say about them. I got a good feeling about that. I don't know to say that I'm some sort of clairvoyant or anything like that, but. That to me, it's somewhat of a curse because certain people I'll never even talk to. I'll be like, "That's a bitch. I'm not going anywhere near that person." Like you never even talk to them. Like I can tell.
But everybody has that.
So everyone,
whatever it is, a sixth sense or whatever you always have. It's a gut. It's a gut feeling.
Okay,
we all have
gut
that
feeling.
Yeah.
Is
but
that
some
psychic?
people don't follow through on it, and that's where we fail, if you like.
Like I met a new person the other day, and I have a gut feeling about that person, whether it's good or bad. I know in my gut it's. I know what it is. We all have that ability. That's okay. That's just we all have that.
But that's one of the first steps I always say because that's linking into that vibration.
Okay.
And just connecting with it. That's the very I always say when I'm working with people and they're wanting to learn this, you've got to trust in your gut, your intuitive,
100%.
your guides or angels or whatever you like to call them, your helpers.
Okay. I don't know.
They're sending us messages every single day, and we just have to connect into them.
I was taught many years ago by somebody, a sensei, who taught me if something doesn't feel right, it's not. And it's simple. It's just
Absolutely.
if you're in a situation that doesn't feel right, it's because it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And people have that, like you were saying earlier, sometimes you meet somebody and you've not had a conversation with it, you just have that icky feeling, or you go into an event or something like that and you feel really lifted or happy, and it's like, well, okay, it's not a happy event. I don't know what kind of event it is, but I just feel good here. Like when we go to a place, a town, a city, a country, and we're just drawn to that, or we feel the opposite. And these are all part of our intuitive parts of us.
Okay.
And that's what we have to work on. It's like a muscle that's not worked.
Okay, so all right. So if you were to do like, I don't know what kind of reading, or did we already do a reading? Were those our readings?
Well, yeah. Every time that we get a connection with spirit, it's a reading. But yes, I would definitely love to if you have any callers that would like to call in.
People out there, I know
Yeah.
people love this. 410-723-9626. Let's do something. So are you like currently? Are you dialed into, because we're talking to you? Do you dial into us from our talk?
Sorry, I don't understand.
No, like as we're talking, are you seeing? Are you keying into us?
Am I definitely. When I'm doing readings, I have to go through a process just to get into that space. Being there in intention is being the first one, and so that if I know I'm doing readings, then I sit and I meditate and I connect with spirit, my team, as I call them, my A team,
right,
and just get ready for what's going to come down. And then when the person comes to me and says, okay, I want some information, I shuffle the cards. I shuffle them because obviously your listenership are not going to be able to shuffle the deck today. So I'll shuffle the deck and then just pick a card and then work on the information from that.
All right, let me grab the first call here. Christy, good morning, Christy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You're on with Debbie Anderson, and did you want Debbie to do the reading, or Al and I? We could do it.
Yeah, no.
Take that. Okay, all right, go ahead. Take that. All right, Debbie,
Debbie?
You do it. All right, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Christy. Did you have a question, or did you want me to just see what I can pick up?
Just see what you can pick up.
Okay. Well, as you came on and you were talking, we were all talking there. I shuffled the cards, and the card that jumped out was Mythical Changeling. So I get the sense at the moment there's some things going on around you that are within transition. And whether that's spiritual or day-to-day life or a combination of both, I get the sense with you, you're trying to rise above situations, like not get pulled down, not get bogged into things. All I would say, hon, is trust in your gut. Like we were talking just a moment ago, don't allow others to waver you off track.
Okay.
Okay? All right? You've got to really just, I always say, this is where we have to step into our trust, as it were. Okay, we can't just, okay, I've got to go ahead with this. You've got to trust in the direction you're going at the moment, okay?
Okay.
And stop doubting yourself.
All right, hold on. Wait, can I shuffle my cards and tell you what's up with you, Christy? I don't know if you're interested.
Oh,
yeah,
go
let's
for
do
it.
it.
I think that would be fun.
All right, hold on.
Hold on. How many cards do you pull at a time, Debbie?
I just pulled one because obviously if you've got other callers that want to call in,
Okay.
I'm not going to spend masses of time with one person because that would be unfair.
I'm shuffling. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Shuffle faster.
I'm going to shuffle my cards. Well, this is confusing stuff here.
It's tough.
This is not easy.
Here's the jumboed cards. They're hard
Oh,
to
my
shuffle.
God.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm going to pull a card. Christy?
Yeah?
Oh, hell, I can't tell you that.
Yeah, they can't.
Matter of fact, Chrissy, don't ever call here again. I don't like it, but some Who is this? Wrong number. Wow. Do you have a lot of things going on right now in your life, Christy?
Obviously, everybody does.
Yeah.
Okay, but your things are, some of them are confusing to you, and some of them are good. Like, you got some good things going on, but you're questioning some of these other things?
Sure.
Wow. Do you have family members?
Sure. I think everybody does.
Hey, don't be putting me on the spot. I'm doing my job here. Okay, you have family members. Is one of them? Is there a male figure in the family?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just stop right there. I
don't
have
get any
proven
further.
myself. All right, that's good. Okay.
Because I pulled 3 cards for you. What I ended up with, I pulled the direction card of stones, the crafty fox, And a 20% off coupon to Buxy's.
All right, Christy. Just be careful out there, okay? Well, and if your gut tells you to do something,
Do it.
do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Christy. Let me go next to Rachel. Good morning, Rachel.
Oh, hi.
Would you? Were you calling for Debbie or for Al or myself?
For Debbie.
All right. Well, you're unpopular
lost.
here, Debbie. Go ahead, Debbie.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
All right. Hi, nice to meet you. Did you have a question or did you just want me to see what I could pick up?
Just see what you can pick up, or if there are any family members that want to come through.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure about the family members because I'm trying to pull a card and then we'll do it that way. But I do get the sense with you that somebody is watching over you at the moment, as in keeping a close eye on you. So I don't know what's going on, whether there's some big decisions coming up in the next short while, or whether you are just in that position of, I have to make some changes, okay? All I would say to you is follow through with what you're doing at the moment. Don't jump off of that pathway. Okay. And I get the sense that you're going, okay, I'm not going in the right direction. Maybe I should jump from this. So if you're in college or something like that, or you're in some kind of training or learning, and you're thinking this is not the right direction for me, just stay on that pathway for a while. Okay, you are going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Don't.
Wonderful.
Also, with you do see and sense spirit anyway. And that's something that you just have to, again, we talked about trust and being able to be there. I've got a lady in spirit, she's on Mum's side of the family, and she keeps on saying, I watch over you all the time.
Oh,
That's nice.
thank you.
All right. She and you, there was a big love connection there. And I know that because the way she's almost got her arms around you and just hugging you. And she says, I'm here if you need a hug.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
Okay. You're welcome.
Hey, Rachel, I'm here if you need a hug, too. Come on by. Okay? I'm just telling you. I mean, just if she doesn't come through, I'm here for you, okay?
I love it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Rachel. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. So, Debbie, I have a question for you, Debbie. If people want to get in touch with you, because obviously we kind of running out of time, but if people want to reach you and have this reading, how do they do that?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and all of those other things. The best way, if you want to connect with me, is through my website, which is vibrational-energy.com. And if you look up Debbie Anderson, Vibrational Energy on Google, you should find me that way as well.
Okay. Do you turn it off totally ever? Like just get out of it?
I don't know if I ever totally turn it off, but yes, I do have to shut down, just like anybody that does any kind of job. They have to shut down and rest and look after themselves. And that's something that if I'm put in the situation and I get the sense that it's something that I need to share with somebody, I have to honor their belief system as well. So if they haven't talked about something to do with spirit, then I can't pass on a message. But it's tapped in, but it is switched off as I need it.
What was the first thing that ever came to you again? I forgot. What was the first time that you realized it?
When I was 4 years of age, actually. My parents at that time were going through a divorce, and I was with my twin brothers at my grandparents' house.
Okay.
And in those days, in the early 60s, children were seen and not heard. So up in bed, in my grandmother's bed, and the ceiling opened, peeled back, and these little ethereal bodies came and sat down on the end of my grandmother's bed. And of course, not knowing what that was, I started to scream and cry, and my mum came up and she said, "Oh, you're just having a bad dream. Go back to sleep." Well, that happened several times, and that was probably my first encounter, which wasn't the most joyous encounter.
Wow.
But we live in a world now where we're a little bit more open to it. We've got, people that are more receptive, and so children don't have to go into that, oh my gosh, I saw these things coming out of the ceiling sitting on my bed. What's going on kind of thing? Am I being abducted by aliens? But
not only that, but we live in a day and age now we use good products to make our ceilings.
Yeah.
I love it, yes.
All right. Debbie Anderson, again, look for her on Facebook, you said, and it's Vibrational Energy. that it is?
Yeah, my website is vibrational-energy.com.
Okay.
And if you go onto YouTube, I do a free weekly reading on there, so tap into that and get some inspiration and some uplifting words for you to go through your week.
All right, real quickly, Chargers Raiders tonight. Who do you like?
Oh, and I don't know anything about this. I'm going to say Raiders.
Okay.
All right,
All
good pick.
There you go. All right, Debbie. Hey, I appreciate your time and very, very interesting. I got a list of callers, but you guys are gonna have to go find her on your own because
YouTube's has got
you
her.
got to find her. Debbie Anderson. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you so much for letting me be on your show.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.